Hi, welcome back to another gadget report. Here's how you're not dreaming. And today we are going to talk about something that I really, really love. And I'm always up for sustainable aviation. And when I see a company, either a plane manufacturer or otherwise, or an airline or any other company, going for more sustainable options or trying to get aviation into a more greener space, I'm all for it, and I'm going to be talking about it. And that is the case today. We are talking about a coalition, so an initiative from Boeing, the creator of this beautiful bird, Boeing, and the Washington state government and other companies to ramp up the production of SAF or SAF, as you whatever you prefer, so sustainable aviation fuel, that is, and get the full supply chain going on, ramping up the production, etc., etc. So this is very, very important. It was a press release that was put up by Boeing on the 8th of January, and today I'm gonna talk all about it. I'm gonna tell you all about it. So come with me, let's talk gadgets. So let's talk gadgets, let's talk Boeing. As I said, the creator of this beautiful bird. And I'm going to read my notes. I'm always reading my notes. On the 8th of January, Boeing put up a press release rather, about this new initiative. And that is the US plane manufacturing, that is Boeing, entered into a coalition with Alaska Airlines and the state and local leaders in Washington, D.C. to develop and supply SAF or SAF, whatever you want, or how you want to spell it. So the aim is to create the supply chain to ramp up, not only to ramp up SAF production, but of course to make a bigger effort to get this aviation into that net zero. So it's very good news, I would say. The coalition name is Cascadia Sustainable Aviation Accelerator, and it's another great initiative to boost, as I said, to boost SAF production and move the sector to a more greener outlook. I think this is good. And quite frankly, overall, we've seen that airlines, manufacturers came on board on this and are actually doing an effort to do something. Because let's face it, it's also a commercial thing here. Because we know that running an airline, it's not cheap. These birds eat a lot of fuel, and this in particular used to eat a lot of fuel. And there needs to be solutions to get aviation more sustainable, more fuel efficient, because yes, there is the environmental need there, but there's also the economical aspect of it. Airlines want to cut costs. All companies do. And of course, they want to come with initiatives and things that make the running of the airline more cost effective. And that's what they want. They want more cost effective, more fuel efficient birds, and that will lower their costs and make the airlines more profitable. At the end of the day, it's all economics as well. it's not just the environment. Let's not kid ourselves. Yes, there is the environmental effort, and yes, there is a good effort there, but there's also the economic part of it. And at the end of the day, all these companies, airlines and otherwise, want to be profitable, want to make money, and that's the bottom line also that is in their minds when they enter into this type of initiatives. So the coalition will have a future research facility in Painfield, Everett. That's what it says on the press release, and I will leave the link below so you can read it in full, which will be the centerpiece of the project. So this facility will be the centerpiece of the whole project because its aim is to develop and supply SAF in the Pacific Northwest. So that is the aim. So they want to create a facility that can produce SAF and really ramp up the production and distribution of sustainable aviation fuel in the US in the Pacific Northwest. So the announcement was made at the Boeing Future of Flight event in Mokiteo. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. In Washington, and they announced that this coalition received 10 million US dollars in state funding that will be matched by private investors. So that is a lot of cash to get this project going, and I think it is a very good initiative. The main focus, as I said, is to implement ways of increasing the regional SAF usage and production. This green fuel will be mainly obtained from materials like cooking oils and agricultural and industrial waste. But that is usually the case. We've seen that in many other initiatives like this, that's what has been used. And SAF, as you know, sustainable aviation fuel, reduces the life cycle of carbon emissions by 80% compared to regular jet fuel. So it's a massive reduction, and that is why also we are investing in this. And there's, I would say, that's only positives to take from here. You reduce carbon emissions, you actually use waste, so you reduce the amount of waste because you're utilizing that to create something that can be used running an aircraft, and you get aircraft, of course, more fuel efficient that can use this type of fuel. I think, and I honestly, I've been saying this many times, I think this is a very positive outcome for everyone involved. So I always applaud initiatives like that, and that's why every time I read about something like this, I have to talk about it here on my Gadget Report, because it is something really that I'm passionate about. And I strongly believe that aviation will be able to do it. And we will get there. We will get there eventually. Of course, and as I've been saying, it's not going to happen overnight. It is very difficult. It is a huge industry that requires a lot of work. These birds are very, very, very complex in their systems and everything. So it is a lot of work. I'm not saying that this will happen overnight. It's impossible for that to happen overnight. However, where there's a will, there's a way. And I think we have seen that there is that will. And initiatives have been, coming one after another, and more and more and more things have been coming. And aviation is really going towards that path, that green path that we all want. So I think it is a very good thing. Boeing also added that this is important to the company. Of course it is. And as I was saying, it is also an economics thing, an economics exercise, because commercial aviation demand keep increasing. Of course it does. There's an increase of demand for people to fly, etc., etc. And plus, and I have also said this previously, a lot of customers, they look at these things. People are looking at the environment, and they're looking at what are the policies in regards to carbon emissions on a particular airline, and they may walk away from a particular airline if they find that their policies may not be the ones that they were expecting. So airlines are on their toes on this, and they also want to do something about this because they know that the public, they know that their passengers demand that they do something about this. So it's not just it's a demand thing, it's a commercial thing. Your customers are demanding that you do something about it. Your running costs are running really high, and you need to lower those costs. And of course, there's the environmental issue as well. So I think this is a combination of factors, like it always is in aviation, and it is a combination that is actually leading to a good outcome. So as I said, the press release says that increasing demand for from commercial aviation, which obviously this, and as the press release saying it, and that's what I was explaining, powers economies and tourism globally. The more demand there is for more aircraft, for more flights, of course, the airlines create more volume of flights and demand and income, and that boosts the economy, etc., etc., and of course boosts tourism globally, because aviation is a booster for that tourism. It's people can only go and travel if they take on a flight. Yeah, there is cruises and all sorts of other options, but let's face it, flying, it's the main way that people, or the preferred travel way for most people. So it is important that the company is committed to design and build more fuel-efficient aircraft, while it works with global and regional partners to boost SAF production on an aim to take it also to more effective outcome. That's what I was saying. This is what we've been seeing over the years, with more and more initiatives, not just from Boeing, but from Airbus, from other manufacturers, and also from other airlines that also have embraced, including British Airways, including Qantas, including KLM. I would be unfair if I say just one or another, because I would say most airlines are actually looking into this, because, as I said, it's the demand, it's the public that are also driving this demand. People want to know what is the deal in regards to the environment before they fly, and some people are actually looking what is the policy with this particular airline. Do they do anything to reduce their emissions? What is the policy there? And if there is one, they might prefer that airline to another that have no policies whatsoever. So airlines are on their toes, and they need to do something about this. Obviously Boeing, yes, and we know this bird here back in its day was not very fuel efficient. I mean, for its time it was, but then, it was not very green, etc., etc., and it was one of the reasons that eventually, with the come of the 380, which I already made a video about that, I don't think the 380 have replaced the 747. I don't think that it is a bit of a complication here, because yeah, the 380 is more fuel efficient, had all that noise reduction, etc., etc. But then, as we've seen on my previous video that I did, I think was last year, it became too expensive, and airlines walked away, so much so that Airbus stopped producing it. So this bird here still is one of the biggest marvels of aviation, I would say. But I'm being biased, and I know. And I totally own it. I'm being biased. I love these birds. I love the 747. It will always be the queen for me. So this is what Boeing is up to. I obviously welcome this initiative. It's a very good thing. I hope that more and more things like this, more and more initiatives like this come online, and people start doing it, and more airlines come on board, governments specifically, because an airline may really want to do something about it, but they obviously need that funding, and they obviously need facilities. Like in this case, they're going to have that facility in Plainfield. They need a facility to produce this sustainable aviation fuel. They need all this infrastructure behind it, so it is possible to make it happen. So I think more and more governments should become on board, and help not only the plane manufacturers, airlines, everyone, the sector, to get a more greener outcome for aviation. I believe it is possible. I believe we'll get there, and this is just the beginning. And that's all for today. I hope you like this gadget report. I hope you like this news from Boeing. I'm actually very happy about this. If there is any initiative similar to this, I'll be talking about it, because I am all for green aviation, and I know we're going to get there. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions, or if you know anything about this, if you have any more details to add, please comment below. I would like to know about it. Or if you know about any similar initiative that is being done in your country, with your local airlines or something like that, please leave a comment below. I'll be very, very happy to document that. And of course, put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell, so you get a notification of a new gadget report every week. Next month, it's gonna be a very special month. March and April, I'll be talking about not only this beauty here, but the whole Qantas flying art collection. So each week, I'll be bringing you one of these beautiful planes, and I'll be talking about how they come about, etc., etc., and where are they now. I will start with this beauty here, and then I'll go from there. So stay tuned, click that like button, click that button, and you get the notification. Before I go, I would like to thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week, and fasten your seatbelts. We are about to eat some turbulence. Bye!